may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to help me welcome to the stage Ms. Tara Riddle, who is a senior and FFA president, who will begin this morning's ceremony with an invocation.
Dear Lord, as we gather here today to celebrate a step forward in life, let us not forget the blessings we've received. This isn't the year we had all expected it to be, but I know with you, there is a plan and a purpose for this. We want to thank you for giving us such a strong foundation to build, learn, and grow on. Today especially, we thank you for the friendships we have formed over the years with our classmates that feel like family, for the bond our class has formed that will last for years to come, for our teachers and faculty who have cared for us and wanted nothing but for us to succeed, and for each of our families who have been cheering us on and standing by our sides each step of the way. But most importantly, we want to thank you for your love, which has been shown through these relationships we will carry with us beyond just these walls. We ask that you guide us in our futures as we leave here today. We love and thank you for this time we've been able to spend together. We ask that you fill our minds with your thoughts, bodies with your strength, and hearts with your love, that we might be able to serve you this day and every other day. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Now please join me in welcoming Mr. Jackson Wilkins. He's the DCHS salutatorian and appointee to the U.S. Naval Academy. He will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Star-Spangled Banner as recorded by our very own Voices of Dade.
Stand, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning, Dr. Harris, Dade County Board of Education, administrators, faculty, staff, family, and friends. On behalf of Dade County High School, I'd like to welcome you all to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Every year, I like to begin my remarks by taking a moment to tell everyone in attendance a little bit about Dade County High School. While most of you are from around here, we have several out-of-town guests, and some of you may not be fully aware of what's been going on. I want to share this with you because, after all, a high school diploma is only as good as the school that issues it.
Academically, over the past 2 years, we've been improving test scores. Our CCRPI, think of it as a report card for schools, has moved from a 68 to a 77 over the last 2 years, and until COVID-19 suspended testing for second semester, we were expecting a B on the 2020 report. Last year, I was able to report that we exceeded improvement targets in 13 out of 16 categories. I'm proud to report that this year on the 2019 CCRPI, we met or exceeded improvement targets in 15 out of 16 categories. One of the things that I'm most proud of is that we are improving students, whether it's students with special needs or those that are economically disadvantaged. The achievement gaps are getting smaller every year. For the second year in a row, we earned the highest possible score for closing those achievement gaps. Over the last year, our scores in English were up 6 points, math, 4. In science, we were up 7, and in social studies, we were up a whopping 15 points. Like I said, we obviously didn't take tests at the end of this year, but our testing at the end of first semester left us with biology scores that were 14 points higher than the state average. Physical science scores that were 19 points above the state average. Ninth grade lit scores, 9 points above the state average. U.S. history scores that were 20 points above the state average, and geometry scores that were 18 points above the state average. Students of Dade County High School have established a clear pattern of improvement over the last 3 years. We have steadily increased our expectations, and our students have risen to the occasion. Also important is the work that we've done with character education and positive behavior supports. This year, we rewarded students with over 1,000 Growling Greatness cards. So many, in fact, that we burn up our slushy machine. You remember. I thought I was going to get lynched. Compare that to 250 discipline referrals for the entire year, and you see that our kids are 4 times more likely to get rewarded for good behavior than for bad. Since the class of 2020's freshman year, the total number of school referrals has gone down 50%. One of our missions as a school is to help our students establish ties to the school so that even if they're not having a great day, they still show up because they have a lot more going on here than just school. We have 22 total clubs, 11 major and 11 minor. We have more than a dozen athletic opportunities and fine arts programs that are as good as you'll find anywhere. Cheerleading, volleyball, girls basketball, softball, and wrestling all competed at the state level. 3 of our wrestlers came home with state championships. One of them, Dakota Johnson, is sitting in front of me right now. Over half of this senior class is eligible to receive the Hope Scholarship. 23% of them took multiple college classes. Several of them finished with 7 or more. 28% took at least one AP class. And in a few minutes, I'll share with you the total amount of scholarship dollars that they earned. We'll also highlight the thousands of volunteer hours that these fine young people have put into their local community. While we're always looking for ways to improve, our 5-star climate rating should tell you that we're certainly moving in the right direction. In short, I hope that our students are as proud as we are to be Wolverines. Now that I've bragged on them a little bit, I want to talk directly to you guys. At the beginning of every year, I challenge our teachers to learn the names, faces, and stories of every student walking our halls. While I don't know every kid's story in this group, I do know your names, and I do know a whole lot of your stories. A lot of them are typical, you know, things like little boyfriend-girlfriend drama, teenage angst, self-esteem issues, you know, all the fun stuff that comes with being a teenager. But more than a few of these seniors would love to have been able to just have teenage stuff to deal with. Their stories include poverty, food insecurity, homelessness, broken homes, mental, physical, and emotional abuse. Some have fought or continue to fight serious medical issues. Some have lost family members to death, drugs, jail, or abandonment. In some cases, all four. For many of these young people in front of you, it was nearly impossible to thrive when most days they were just trying to survive. The reason I bring all this up is to say that I see you guys. Whether you're headed to the Naval Academy or you've got a future that has more questions than answers right now, I see you. Whether you finished with a 4.0 or a 2.0, I see you. Whether you were the homecoming queen or a teen mother or father. Whether you have a supportive family or your friends are your family. I saw you get up and come to school, even when you worked a late shift. I saw you turn in your assignments, even though you might not have had a parent to remind you. I saw you couch surf to keep a roof over your head. I see you now, and I'm very proud. When you walk out of Magic Morgan Stadium today, I hope it isn't for the last time. I hope to see you all again, hear about your challenges and your triumphs. I want to hear more about your story because you will forever be a part of mine. The last thing I want to do is offer a little bit of advice. Never allow yourself to live in fear. It's okay to be afraid, just don't live there. I have to admit, that's a pretty tall order. For kids in my generation, the only thing we had to worry about was nuclear war with the Soviet Union. That and lawn darts. Thankfully, they've gotten rid of lawn darts, but you guys get to worry about nuclear war, not with Soviet Union, but China, North Korea, Russia, Iran's trying to get in the game. You got terrorism at home and abroad. You're growing up in the middle of a pandemic, a time of civil unrest and social change. Unemployment, an economy that doesn't know whether it's going to collapse or set new records. There's still climate change. Heck, if you're like me, you're still waiting for the murder hornets to show up. Fingers crossed. The bottom line is, it's easy to be a nervous wreck right now, to get paralyzed by fear, by having that lack of control, especially when you're having to social distance from your support group. What I'm here to tell you is that while you can't control everything that's happening around you, you can control how you react to it. I want to challenge you to all find ways to help your fellow man, make connection to others 6 feet away, find a cause that's larger than yourself, and make the most of the time you have on this planet. If you don't learn to make the most of these tough situations and focus on the things that you can control, fear might take hold and keep you from taking an action when it matters the most. You are all so talented. I hope that you will share those talents with the world around you. And never forget to love like Lexi. I would now like to turn things over to Dr. Jan Irons-Harris, Superintendent of Dade County Schools, whose servant leadership and love for the children of Dade County is an inspiration to us all.
Thank you, Mr. Farney. Many of you, like me, have been praying for an overcast, cool day to have graduation. And I just want to thank God for this beautiful morning to see our wonderful students here at Magic Morgan Stadium today. So thank you, Lord. Seniors, in a moment when you walk across the stage, I have a letter that Mrs. Bradford and I will give each one of you. And I'm not going to read the letter right now, but I want to share an excerpt from the letter. It is my prayer that as you embrace the next chapter of your life as a young adult, that you will possess the 7 qualities displayed by successful people based upon the Proverbs of the wise King Solomon. He's known as the wisest, richest man who ever lived. These are the 7 qualities in our character education plan: vision, knowledge, ethics, humility, self-control, counsel, and understanding. Solomon talks about the 3 kinds of people. People are either foolish, wicked, or wise. May we all be wise throughout our lives. Congratulations on your graduation and best wishes in all of your endeavors. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want you to know that we love you and we are so proud of each one of you. And Mr. Farney, I want you to know that you have done an amazing job, you and your team, with this event and all of the graduation events, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Congratulations.
The wind wanted to turn my pages. Sorry. Because we were unable to have a traditional class night, we were unable to properly honor our students for their service to their community, their country, and to celebrate their scholarship awards. We wanted to take some time this morning to highlight their fantastic accomplishments. We'll begin by recognizing the students in the senior class that have given freely of their time in support of others. In all, we had 23 students this year who turned in over 100 hours of community service while in high school. When you hear your name, please stand, and audience, I'd ask that you hold your applause until we get the entire group standing. They are Sydney Anderson, Kaylee Arnold, Ethan Case, Hunter Crisp, Drennan Everett, Ashlyn Flatt, Dylan Fritz, Brianna Gibson, Blair Godwin, Logan Gordy, Heather Gregg, Paris Lee, Mindy McDaniel, Isaiah Morcom, Daniel Murphy, Memphis Poston, Tara Riddle, Kanan Rushing, Ashley Sarwar, Megan Shower, J.C. Sewell, Cassidy Walker, and Jackson Wilkins. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for these young people and the great works they have done. You may be seated. Before I move on from the service component, I'd like to give special recognition to 2 students. Brianna Gibson, please stand up again for me. Brianna completed 553 hours. And Mr. Kanan Rushing was our top server, if you will, who completed 855 hours of community service while in high school. Thank you, guys. Next up, we'd like to salute our Wolverines that have chosen a path that only 1% of Americans choose, the path to serve their country by joining the armed forces. Please stand as we call your name. Dakota Engel, Marines. Javen Cooper, Army. Shane Fraley, Marines. Cody McConnell, Army. Cody couldn't be with us this morning because he's already shipped out. And Mr. Jackson Wilkins, Navy. Please give them a round of applause for their future service. Thank you, gentlemen. We would now like to name this year's local scholarship recipients. These young people are finding out right now, same time as you are, that they are getting these awards. Students, your award letters will be in your envelope that you pick up after graduation. The first scholarship is the Karen Bankson Memorial Scholarship. During her teaching career, Karen Bankson taught second grade at Davis Elementary and worked with EIP students at Dade Elementary before settling in as a pre-K teacher. She spent 13 years in the pre-K program at Dade Elementary School, working with 5-year-olds as they had their first experience with our school system. Karen became ill in April of 2009 and passed away the following May of 2010. In her memory every year since 2011, her family has presented one of her former students with the Karen Bankson Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. This year, I'm pleased to announce the winner of this scholarship is Haven Noel Tripp. Haven, please stand. Each year, Ingalls donates 80 scholarships for $1,000 each. This year, we had 2 recipients of the scholarships from Dade County High School, and both were in the top 10 of their class. This year's recipients are Sarah Kelly and Tessa Kavinsky. Ladies, please stand. Thank you. Crystal Green, a graduate of Dade County High School, was a student at Georgia Southern University before suffering a setback with aplastic anemia. After hundreds of hours of platelet transfusions and bone marrow transplants, Crystal lost her long battle in November of 1998. Shortly after, she turned 21. In her honor, Blood Assurance established a scholarship fund in 1999 for high school students in the tri-state area. This year, one of the recipients of the $1,000 scholarship was from Dade County High School. Molly Kinnett, please stand. Congratulations. The TNT Golf Cart Scholarship is given every year by Craig and Jennifer Taylor to support one or more high school students that have shown academic excellence as well as great citizenship. TNT Golf Carts believes wholeheartedly in supporting the Dade County community by financially assisting DCHS students. This year's recipients of a $500 scholarship are Mr. Kenneth Jones and Brianna Nabi. Please stand. Thank you. The Brett Warren Friends and Family Scholarship is given in memory of Brett Warren, a Dade County High School 2-time state champion in wrestling who tragically lost his life during high school. This year's recipient of a $500 scholarship is Mr. Dakota Johnson, who is very deserving for his dedication and hard work and has also won a state championship this year. Congratulations. Citizens Bank and Trust and the Trust Brett Warren Memorial. It offers a scholarship in honor of Brett Warren as well. This year, the Citizens Bank and Trust Brett Warren Memorial Scholarship of $500 goes to Caitlin Monday. Each year, the local chapter of Delta Kappa Gamma, a professional society for female educators, awards a scholarship to a young woman who's pursuing a career in education. This year's DKG is awarding 2 $1,000 scholarships, and the recipients are Sydney Anderson and Mandy McDaniel. Ladies, please stand. The folks from DKG said, congratulations, best wishes as you begin your teaching journey. Each year, the Board of Directors and members of the Dade County Farm Bureau award a scholarship to a deserving member of the current graduating class. The scholarship for 2020 goes to Tara Riddle for $500. Please stand. The Rossville Church of Christ is providing $500 to 2 young people today for use in college. Those two people are Memphis Poston and Cassidy Walker. Please stand. The Trenton Dade Optimist Club is pleased to present the following scholarships to be used in the 2020-2021 school year. Please stand as your name is called. These are $1,000 scholarships, Mr. Dylan Fritz, Ashley Sarwar, and Kenneth Jones. Thank you. Also, as a result of the generosity of Peter Cervelli and Betty Court, the Trenton Dade Optimist Club is pleased to present a $2,000 STEM scholarship for women. This year's recipient for the 2021 school year is Ms. Paris Lee. Citizens Bank and Trust is awarding two $2,500 scholarships this year. The Board of Directors and employees of the bank would like to give these two scholarships to Ms. Kaylee Arnold and Cassidy Walker. The Paul G. Gordy Memorial Scholarship was established to carry forth Paul's legacy. He was kind, compassionate, and loved others unconditionally. Dade County and the success of its children were especially important to Paul. Please stand as your name is called. This year's recipients are Kaylee Arnold, Logan Gordy, and Kenneth Jones. The Gordy family asked that we also send a special message to Kenneth. Said when Logan saw Kenneth's application, his immediate response was, "Daddy would have loved Kenneth." Kenneth's story touched their hearts, and they wish him the very best in his future endeavors. On behalf of the Board of Directors for the Bank of Dade, officers and employees have put together two $2,500 scholarships. This year's recipients of the Bank of Dade scholarships are Memphis Poston and Kenneth Jones. The Dade County Academic Foundation, DCAF, is a 501c3 organization whose sole purpose is to promote and reward academic excellence in Dade County. Businesses and individuals donate to this nonprofit, and all money collected is used to support the academic lettering program at the high school and to award scholarships to Dade County High School's graduating seniors. Please stand as your name is called for the following scholarship. This is a long list, so please hold your applause till the end. Trenton Telephone Company's scholarship of $500, Mr. Grayson Black. Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga scholarship is $500 to each of the following: Chris Brown, Hunter Crisp, Heather Gregg, Bea Ramirez. The Anonymous Educator Scholarship of $200 to each of the following: Logan Cagle, Drennan Everett, Megan Shower, and Blair Godwin. Matt Mayfield State Farm Scholarship, $300 to Mr. Ethan Case. The Bull Moose Scholarship, $250 to Ashlyn Flatt. The Integer Scholarship of $500 to each of the following students: Kirsten Fowler, Brianna Nobby, Moira Katie Green, and Caitlin Monday. Bottom Dollar Tools, $500 scholarship to Chris Knox. Citizens Bank and Trust, $500 scholarship, Paris Lee. Dade County Historical Society, $500 to Mandy McDaniel. Also, $500 to Ms. Mindy McDaniel. The Susan Gross Alpha Insurance Scholarship is $200 to Mr. Memphis Poston. An anonymous alumni scholarship of $500 goes to Ashley Sarwar. All-State scholarship of $500 goes to J.C. Sewell. The Trenton Physical Therapy Scholarship, $500 to Cassidy Walker. The Teleflex Scholarship of $500 each to the following: Dylan Fritz and Destiny Gilbreth. The Blossman Propane Scholarship of $500 to Logan Gordy, and Randy's Pawn Shop Scholarship of $500 to Tessa Kavinsky. Ladies and gentlemen, your local DCAF scholarship recipients. You may be seated. We'd like to honor the following students for receiving scholarship offers from colleges. These are not surprises, but we do want to celebrate with these young men and women. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing. We'll give them all a big round of applause once I finish reading the names and the amounts. Sydney Anderson, UTC Mox Scholarship of $3,000 per year. Kaylee Arnold, Young Harris Sharp Scholarship, $19,000 per year. Deirdre Baxter, UTC Mox Scholarship, $3,000 a year. Logan Cagle, Northeast Alabama Community College Instrumental School, full tuition, $4,000 per year. Ethan Case, UTC Mox Scholarship, $3,000 per year. Drennan Everett, Covenant College, full tuition, $35,670 per year. Blair Godwin, UTC Mox Scholarship, $3,000 a year. Logan Gordy, University of Alabama Huntsville Character Distinction Character Distinction Scholarship. Easy for me to say. Full tuition, that's $22,126 per year. Ian Howell, University of Jamestown Wrestling Scholarship, $24,000 per year, and a work study scholarship of $1,000 per year. Dakota Johnson, St. Andrews University Wrestling Scholarship, $19,000 per year. Kenneth Jones, University of Alabama Capstone Scholarship, $8,000 per year. Tessa Kavinsky, East Tennessee State University, $15,000 per year. Molly Kinnett, Wingate University President's Scholarship, $37,800 per year. Paris Lee, University of West Georgia Joyce Intrican Harris Scholarship, $1,519. That's a one-time scholarship. She also got the University of West Georgia Susan and Alex Rausch Art Scholarship of $2,400. Mandy McDaniel got the Young Harris Miller Scholarship, $22,000 per year. Mindy McDaniel also got the Young Harris Miller Scholarship of $22,000 per year. Aiden Norman, Bryan College Golf and Academic Scholarship, $4,500 per year or more. It's still pending. Memphis Poston was offered $15,000 a year from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. The UGA Charles McDonald Brown Scholarship of $5,000 per year. The University of Alabama Huntsville Charter Distinction Scholarship, full tuition, that's $22,126 per year. And the UTC Chancellor's $5,000 scholarship, the UTC Brock Scholarship of $2,000 per year, and a UTC Band Scholarship of $800 per year. J.C. Sewell, UTC Work Study and Academic Service Scholarship of $4,200 per year. Haven Tripp, the GNTC Foundation High School Graduate Scholarship, a one-time $500 scholarship. Cassidy Walker earned the UTC Provost Scholarship, $4,000 per year, UTC Performance Grant of $600 per year. And Jackson Wilkins, the U.S. Naval Academy, is 100% paid for. The approximate value, $450,000. The total value of scholarships offered to the class of 2020, not counting Hope Scholarship or the Zell Miller scholarships, is $1,700,000. Congratulations, all of you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Jackson Wilkins, Dade County High School salutatorian for the class of 2020, who will be presenting his speech entitled, "May the Road Rise Up to Meet You."
Good morning. My name is Jackson Wilkins, although many of you probably know me as Smiley. It is my great honor to welcome you all to the Class of 2020 commencement ceremony at Magic Morgan Stadium, home of the Dade County Wolverines. Despite the struggles and the challenges of this year, we're very fortunate to have this opportunity to gather together for the last time as the Class of 2020. I would like to extend a special welcome to Dr. Harris, our superintendent, members of the Board of Education, Dade County High School Principal James Farney, Dade County Schools faculty and staff, and all of our family and friends. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to thank each of you for the impact you have had on my life. To my fellow classmates, I would like to thank you for the warm welcome I received when I came to DCHS 4 years ago. New students are always nervous about coming to a new school, but from day one, you took me in, accepted me, and made me feel at home. Your friendship, support, and strength has and will continue to inspire me. To my teachers, and all teachers, I want to thank you for encouraging your students to work hard even when we may not want to. Personally, I have been blessed with teachers who not only excel at their craft, but who also deeply care for their students. You are all so supportive, and your passion for educating can be felt even before we enter your classrooms. To Dr. Harris and our board members, I want to thank you for your commitment to keeping our school system a safe place where students have amazing opportunities to learn, grow, and be cared for. Without all of you, we would not be here today. Classmates, we now find ourselves at a crucial point in every young person's life. This is the point where we decide which direction our lives will go. We may choose to attend college. We may enter the workforce. We may join the military. We may even strike out on a different path to find our own adventure. Whichever path we take, we can begin our journey knowing that we are ready for whatever comes our way. We are prepared because of the struggles and the challenges we have faced as a class, because of the genuine love and encouragement from our family and friends, and because of the generous support and commitment of our community. In Dade County, I have met many wonderful and unique people. I have developed friendships that I hope will last a lifetime, and I have found a place that I would like to call my home again someday. As we take our next steps into this brave new world, I want to say what an honor it has been to be a part of the Dade County High School graduating class of 2020. I will never forget the experiences I have had here, nor the friendships I have made here. I am beyond proud of what each and every one of us has already accomplished, and I am looking forward to seeing what all of us will become. Now I wish you all luck with the next leg of the race we call life. To conclude, I turn to the Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And in the words of the great Dr. Jeff Scott, finish strong, Dade County High School, class of 2020.
I would now like to welcome to the stage Cassidy Walker, our faculty representative, who will be sharing her speech entitled Role Models for Our Future.
Welcome, Superintendent Harris, members of the board, Principal Farney, administrators, faculty, friends, and fellow graduates. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We actually did it. After the year we have had, I was beginning to wonder if we would get through it. I mean, if I could, and if it would work, I would play an Uno reverse card in a heartbeat because we were dealt challenge after challenge. Despite these challenges, we played our cards right, and we have made it to graduation. As faculty representative, I have had to reflect on not only the past 12 years of our education, but particularly this past year and the challenges we have faced. These challenges were new and unfamiliar to us all. Who would have imagined having classroom instruction 100% online, meeting with teachers in Zoom, or having social distance rehearsals in the school parking lot? Upon reflection, I have realized the support we received from our faculty and staff has helped guide us through this time of uncertainty. Our faculty had to be creative, resourceful, and adaptable to bring a sense of normalcy to online education and to give our class the opportunities and recognition we deserve. Their creativeness, adaptability, and resourcefulness during this challenge provided a worthy model for characteristics we should utilize in preparation for our future. For the past 4 years, DCHS faculty members have demonstrated their creativity through the delivery of knowledge. Notice that not one teacher taught the same way as another. Whether it was an academic class or one that taught practical skills for a career, each lesson engaged us to learn new and valuable skills. Each lesson demonstrated the unique personality of the educator. Each lesson addressed the individual needs of the learner. Together, we connected and formed bonds with the teacher who never failed to address our concerns and offer creative solutions. Over the years, our faculty has also displayed their ability to adapt. As our physical classroom setting dissolved, online education took its place, an unforeseen and unpreventable challenge for us all. Even though we were not prepared for the sudden transition, our faculty adapted. They continued to spend countless hours providing us with academic instruction and teaching us useful skills. They encouraged us to be organized, dedicated, timely with our assignments, but they also helped us to persevere and maintain positivity during this challenge. Whether we were in the physical classroom or learning online, all of us can remember a time when we were struggling or feeling overwhelmed. It never failed that one of our teachers was available to offer a word of encouragement or a piece of advice that helped us make it through. Or maybe it wasn't the words they said, but the fact that they were there to listen that made all the difference. Through their adaptability, we have learned that we can face our future as problem solvers rather than succumb to the challenges we face. The most important quality displayed by our faculty has been resourcefulness. Each faculty member has been a valuable resource at our disposal. The diversity of our various classes enabled our teachers to express their talents and abilities, all the while encouraging us to do the same. Whether it was through their instruction or their advice, they inventively provided unique opportunities for us to grow as resourceful young adults. After today, some of us will go on to get a college education. Others will begin their careers. Some of us will proudly serve our country, and others will figure it out as they go. Whichever path we take, we must utilize what we have learned for the betterment of ourselves and for the success of our futures. Our faculty provided us incredible opportunities for our personal interests and strengths to prosper. No matter what our future holds, we should be proud of ourselves and know that our faculty is proud of us too. Together, we endured, we overcame the challenges we faced. But most importantly, we finished strong.
I would now like to call up to the stage our class representative, Trenton Everett. He's going to share his speech entitled 6 Feet Away from Your Future.
Welcome, Superintendent Harris, members of the board, Principal Farney, administrators, faculty, friends, and family. I'm honored to represent the class of 2020 tonight. To say that our senior year has been unusual is quite an understatement. We have been on a roller coaster of emotions. As the class of 2020 entered the senior year, we were hopeful, anxious, and excited. This was a year of anticipation. We had waited the past 3 years to be seniors. We looked forward to football games, senior pep rallies, and the other special occasions that encompass the senior year. August and September saw us settle into the school routine as we anticipated applying to colleges or pursuing a career choice. October seems to be the month that this year began to challenge us. As a class, we experienced the untimely death of a fellow Wolverine, Lexi Moore. It was a time to grieve, but we did so together. Life has taught us a valuable lesson. Life is priceless, and we should value it. We struggled to get back into our school year as we began 2020. Suddenly, our year was interrupted by a global pandemic. As we think about the past 3 months, it is easy to think about the events and senior plans we have had to cancel or miss in a negative way. I would argue that what we missed made us more aware of ourselves. Most of us came to the realization that we really missed and wanted to be in class. We found ourselves thankful for Zoom because we could actually see our classmates. We also discovered we were not so excited about virtual learning. We became more reliant on our self-determination to finish classes and the year. We grew closer to our friends and faculty as we encouraged each other. We certainly built a bond stronger than most graduating classes. Our paths will diverge tonight. This is the part of our lives where we take the self-determination we have developed and pursue our dreams. This is not an ending, but a beginning. Some of us will continue to cultivate the friendships we have made at DCHS. Others will continue to follow the path life takes them. So, my fellow graduates, you have the fortitude to face challenges and get through bizarre situations. You have the knowledge to stay the course. Tonight, we are the class of 2020. So remember, Wolverines roar, are respectful, on task, always safe, and responsible. Class of 2020, congratulations and good luck as you pursue your future.
Our final speaker this morning is Dade County High School valedictorian Memphis Poston with his speech entitled, "Don't Social Distance from Your Dreams."
Good morning and welcome, Superintendent Harris, Principal Farney, members of the board, administration, faculty, families, friends, and fellow graduates. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my family for all the support they have provided me through the last 14 years of my educational career and everything it included. I would also like to thank my teachers, especially those that made the greatest impact on my life, and anyone else whom I could consider a catalyst of my successes. Today represents the end of a significant section of our lives, both in quantity and quality of our time on this planet. We have spent more than a decade of our short lives in the halls of our schools, but the path we have walked is not the one that I care to explore today. Rather, I'm here to discuss the future. The subsequent years of our lives will be like none we have experienced thus far. Independence and uncertainty pave the road ahead, as each of us embarks on his or her own unique journey. Some of us will enter the workforce. Others may find themselves walking the halls of a new educational facility. A few will give themselves to our country, protecting the certainty of our uncertainty, a limitless future of fluidity, opportunity, and potential. Whatever path each of us might take, I'm sure that with hard work, goals, and an open mind, there is very little we cannot accomplish. You have already taken the first step. The fact that you are here today is proof of that. After this ceremony, we will be graduates. However, one must never fail to consider the possibility of hardships and dedicate time and energy to overcome them. While it is true that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, every step matters as much as the first. Some will pose seemingly impossible stakes and obstacles for which you will quite rarely know your way around. The path will never be a simple, straight line. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it, as you will discover your identity amongst those obstacles that challenge it the most. Whether you realize it or not, you are taking your first step today. Your second step starts tomorrow. I am excited to see where it takes each and every one of us. As you walk into your countless and unpredictable tomorrows, I want you to think back to this morning and everything that created it. Many of you have worked with unbelievable diligence to be here, and others of you have worked even harder to avoid that diligence. Nevertheless, this battle is over. You won. If you want to likewise win the war that is your life, with a greater success, happiness, and pride in your accomplishments, you must look around you and take note of what makes you who you are. People, places, ideas, activities, hobbies, memories. Take who you have been and who you think you are and create what you want to be. The possibilities are endless. The journey has already begun. It is now your job to finish it. So I don't want you to leave this morning and be sad that this time in your life is over. I want you to be excited for what comes next. This is not the end of your path, it is the beginning. Leave here and be proud of what you have done. Be proud of who you have become. However, never let the excitement of one accomplishment distract you from another. On the contrary, allow this momentum to propel you into your future at full speed, full of potential. Only you know your limits, and it is your job to travel far beyond them. Thank you.
Before we get to the moment you've all been waiting for, there were 3 very important scholarships that were left off the list earlier. As you can imagine, trying to compile that list is a monstrous task. But we didn't want to start calling names for graduation without announcing these 3 recipients. The scholarship is the Love Like Lexi Scholarship. It is $1,000, and then this year is being given to 3 of our students. They are Isaiah Morcom, Kaylee Arnold, and Sarah Kelly. Thank you. Now, it's the time you've all been waiting for and waiting for. Class of 2020, it's time to get your diplomas. Assistant Principal Brent Cooper will read students' names. I'll present the diplomas, and the students will then move across the stage and be greeted by Dr. Harris and school board members, Chairperson Carolyn Bradford, Vice Chair Johnny Warren, and Mr. Daniel Case.
Memphis Ross Poston. Jackson Drew Wilkins. Cassidy Marie Walker. Drennan Samuel Everett. Mandy Jane McDaniel. Logan Christopher Gordy. Sarah Brianne Kelly. Mindy Christine McDaniel. Tessa Lynn Kavinsky. Kirsten Danielle Fowler. David Alexander White. Logan LeBron Cagle. Jared Chance Solomon. Molly Christina Canet. Mary Leanne Talley. David Joshua Abbott. Alex James Addington. Grinley Cortez Adkins. Liam Eric Gabriel Allen. Sydney Taylor Anderson. Trinity Elizabeth Andrews. Dakota Mason Engel. Kaylee Ann Arnold. Leela Kate Avens. Heavenly Star Barnhart. Deidre Juliana Damara Baxter. Caitlin Joanne Bean. Tabitha Renee Bess. Grayson Gerald Black. Harmony Ember Rain Blake. William Noah Blevins III. Sean Alexander Boatfield. Aiden Clay Bradford. Christopher Allen Brown. Noah William Burzik. Dylan Sloan Burdick. Jaden Allen Cagle. Aaron Dwayne Case. Kobe James Case. Ethan Daniel Case. Micah Devon Chappa. Cassidy Jordan Combs. Javen Brent Cooper. Drayton Kane Corrier. Jamie Brooklyn Ivy Cox. Savannah Nicole Craig. Hunter Bryson Crisp. Jaden Elise Darnell. Tyler Lamar Davis. Justin Adam DeLay. Brian Hunter Dennis. Jessica Marie Derryberry. Tori Ann Duvall. Madison Loretta Farmer. Ashlyn Grace Flatt. Caleb Eugene Fowler. Shane William Fraley. Jordan Elisa Frazier. Dylan McBride Fritz. Brianna Grace Gibson. Destiny Madison Gilbreth. Allie Brooke Giles. Connor Blair Godwin. Moira Caitlin Ruby Green. Heather Brooke Gregg. Ashton Brooke Guffey. Dakota Blake Hawkins. Zachary Joel Hibbs. Daniel Ethan Hicks. Austin Tyler Holcomb. Brady Alexander Hollifield. Matthew Jacob Holland. Ian Gunnar Howell. Elijah Rayner Hunt. Stephen Wayne Janelle. Dakota John Johnson. Taria Rochelle Louise Johnson. Grayson Chevy Jones. Kenneth David Jones. Gabriel Michael Keener. Matthew Aiden Kessler. Brianna Lee Nobby. Matthew Warren Langley. Parasadie Kathleen Lee. Corin Fiona Long. Eric Long. Austin Lee Martin. Kaylee Marie McAlpin. Dalton Leon McBriar. Christina Nicole McCrary. Montana Cheyenne McDaniel. Savannah Nicole McLean. Brian Thomas Reese McMahon. Caitlin Grace Monday. Alexis Brooke Moore. Matthew Hunter Moore. Isaiah Lee Morcom. Aaliyah Harley Morgan. Skylar Lee Morrison. Alexander Lynn Moses. Daniel Austin Murphy. Ida Brianna Noel Nichols. Aiden Chandler Norman. Joseph Lamar Page. Corbin Tyler Patterson. Paula Noel Potter. Logan James Pryor. Bea Jolie Ramirez. Mason Dale Reed. Eric Lamar Reeves. Tara Marie Riddle. Mason Aubrey Roberts. Benjamin Lee Robertson. Noah Elijah Roby. Kelly Madison Romine. Kanan Blair Rushing. Cecilia Ann Samples. Gavin McCain Sams. Ashley Diane Sarwar. Megan Lynn Shower. JC Dawn Sewell. Tyler Matthew Simmons. Bethany Jane Smith. Shelby Faye Smith. Matthew Isaiah Stevens. Benjamin Andrew Summy. Blake Alexander Swords. Grayson Cole Taylor. Jamison Scott Taylor. Haven Noel Tripp. Taylor Brooke Wade. Casey Lee Walker. Montgomery Cole Weathers. Malachi LeBron Webb. Ethan Garrett Weber. Devin Scott West. Carson Jones Wilburn. Joshua Ryan Williams. Tori Nicole Williams. Christopher Lane Wilson. Dallas James York.
Due to our social distancing limitations, we are now going to play a recording of the Voices of Dade performing the DCHS alma mater. We'd love for you to stand up and sing along. You'll find the words printed on the inside right of your program. Mr. Moore, thank you.
On the eastern side of Trenton, midst two mountains high, ceasing everlasting ever, stands Dade County high. Inspiration moves us forward, uniting all and all. Pride in thee, our alma mater, over stand strong.
Before we make this official by turning your tassels, please remember that you'll be exiting the stadium to finalize your graduation at the front of the school. Guests, we ask that you remain in your seats until our graduates have exited the stadium, at which time you may join them in the parking lot. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to say that by the power vested in me by the great state of Georgia, I now pronounce you all graduates of the Dade County High School class of 2020. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please stay put while our graduates exit so they can sign for their diploma and get their copy of the graduation celebration video from the drive-in. Please be safe, maintain your social distance, and have an amazing rest of your day.